a lot of people will ask you, okay, what can you still improve? And I want to know what you can still improve, but I also want to know what needs to be the same every year. So what are your... Those two questions are the main questions for me.
I think I think it's a good question, because I think most things should stay the same. I think consistency, this is the boring thing, but it's also so important, because I don't think people manage that over time. Consistency, to always do the things that are working every day. That's how you build the fundamental parts. And my training looks more or less the same now that it did 4 or 5 years ago, but we changed, of course, volumes. We do more volumes. I run faster. We try to take the quality higher, of course. But the qualities that we train will never change. For the 400-meter hurdles, it will be a hybrid event. You will need anaerobe qualities, aerobe qualities. You will need speed, and all these qualities, they're actually fighting each other. So to build these qualities will always stay the same.
With fights, you mean if you focus on one, the other will be weaker, or?
Yeah, say you go just run on the treadmill every day, doing threshold, you will not be faster. Your threshold speed will change, but it doesn't give me anything, because I'm going to run much faster than my threshold is anyway, right? So, but to train all these different qualities is very difficult, because say you train speed, you're a quick guy, and then you start to train for marathons. 1 year later, you're a slow guy. Because you didn't maintain that quality, and they're fighting each other. So this is the difficult part with the 400 meters, and would be the same for the 800 meters as well. You need both, and we found a good balance. I think we focus a lot on speed, and also we don't train that much lactic until we need it, because it's also lactic is just poison for the muscles. But the routines are more or less the same, and I always try to bring the quality a notch up every year.
And what will the basis is like the 99%, and what is the 1% focus for this year? What needs to be better in the upcoming, let's say 3-4 months?
So going into the season, it's all about trying to run more specific. To go when it's warmer out, we will put on hurdles. We run more or less the full distance, and 8 hurdles. We run longer distances, sprinting, and do more of the specific work. And of course, to be able to run faster on those than you've done before is of course very important. And I want to be able to run even better the last 100 meters, because that's always where my weakness has been, and that's not because I'm not good at it, but because I start very aggressively. And this is the difficult part, when you start really aggressively, to also be able to find a balance in the end. And I'm also hoping that the shoes we showed you guys earlier today will be also something that gives the extra little at the end.
I think I'm not sure if it was in the campaign video or your introduction video, then you said something like taking the risk is part of the game as well, or something like that.
It is.
But going all out from the start brings you the world record and the gold, but it's like it still is a risk for those last. It
is a big risk, but at the same time, it's like if you don't take risks in sports, you will never have 45 seconds in a 400-meter hurdles, and it's like you need to take risks in training. That's the risk that people don't see, and you need to take risks in the execution part of the race, which is the part people see. That's the way I like to do it. I think being aggressive, to always fight, being a fighting position, running like an underdog, even though you're not. That is my focus.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd love to jump in here. Maybe going towards the shoe and innovation aspect. What is it like knowing that you have a team at PUMA to help you every step of the way that has your back? With that,
I feel, of course, really lucky to be able to be in that position. I also think that we have pushed the technology part a lot, and a lot of athletes within the PUMA family will also have what can I say? They will also be able to have some of that technology implemented to their shoes. Hopefully, we have contributed a lot as well. It's like this has been a lot of hours of work besides what we are already doing, right? And this is because I think with shoe technology, I can actually improve more than I could with just training, you know. So we put a lot of hour into this.
I just had a chat with Maria, and she categorized athletes in 3 types of athletes, like you, really helping and trying to make it better. And on the other aspect, they just they don't eat.
They take whatever they get.
The feedback athletes, and you've got the athletes just pick one and race and train. Is it also with experience that at the beginning you were more, or is that not the case? Is it personality?
For me, when it started, it's both. For me, when it started, I think I never actually got anything for free in this sport. I don't see myself as the biggest physical talent. It's always been pushing for the hard work, you know, to try and every day do whatever I can to be the best I can be. And when you see something that's there, that's legal, that can help you, which the shoe technology now is, I have to chase that as well, because if not, I don't feel like I'm doing my job in becoming the best athlete that I can be. And of course, there's no guarantee that PUMA would support it, but they have for many years now. And this shoe is a product of 5 years of development, over 5+ years with development. We started already building shoes with PUMA for Doha in 2019. That was the first shoe we were contributing with. And then of course the Tokyo shoe, and then the shoe I used in Eugene and Budapest, and now this one. And this is, we said all the way that for Paris we need to really land that piece. And to me, for my feet, for my qualities, I feel like we landed that piece.
Right, cool.
Yeah.
In the past, you've taken inspiration from like F1. Is that true in terms of like that aspect?
We did especially in Tokyo, because the Mercedes team built the carbon plate back then. But there are actually a lot of similarities, because if you look at it, I think, say for example, my spike, which will not sell a lot, right? It's a spike. It's very niche. But it shows, it's kind of PUMA's Formula 1 car. It shows what technology they have, it shows what expertise they have to build, and then these things will be applied later to running shoes that people can use in their everyday life, in their marathons, in their trainings, whatever it is, because now it's these pieces, they have both cushioning, they have energy return, they have a lot of things that can help us as well. So this is the positive side of it.